This isn't the first cruelty case that Charlotte's been involved in. There's legal fees. They have to pay lawyers. Our judicial system is tied up in this. It's a lot more than just somebody being mean to dogs. And even if you didn't like animals, surely you would like your tax situation to be a little bit better.
Animal advocates tonight asking, where's the money and where are the penalties after a 2-year-long court saga over a dog-fighting bust in Charlotte. Nearly 30 dogs have sat in the county shelter for those 2 years, getting medical and day-to-day care courtesy of staff and Charlotte taxpayers. And yesterday, the defendant in the case entered what's called an Alford guilty plea to felony dogfighting and animal cruelty charges, as well as misdemeanor charges in the case. An animal welfare group shares why what happened next is costing you, the taxpayer, big.
Nearly 2 years to the day since police seized 29 dogs from Earl Hamilton's home, an Alford plea in court resolving the case. Hamilton formally pleading guilty while neither asserting guilt nor innocence in the case. The punishment? He surrenders nearly 30 dogs who have been at CMPD Animal Care and Control over the length of the legal proceedings, plus 6 dogs who've remained at his home, including this pregnant female who is now looking for rescue care. He cannot legally own another dog for the next 5 years, but his wife will be able to keep 2 dogs under her care.
It's absolutely a slap on the wrist.
Jackie Bonner-Farnham sits on the board of animal welfare group Unchain America and has decades of experience in animal rescue in various states, including North Carolina. She says the Tar Heel state is among the worst when it comes to legal protections against animal abuse, and state lawmakers haven't done enough to create strict enough rules to properly punish offenders.
That is not right. It does not protect society. It doesn't protect the taxpayer. This costs a lot of money.
CMPD Animal Care and Control says in Hamilton's case, a court order had him paying $300 a month to reimburse the shelter for the medical and daily care of his 30 dogs. A shelter estimate shows the agency spent closer to $8,000 to $9,000 per month on those efforts. The agency's communications director, Melissa Nicely, who we spoke with before this case was settled, says in general, any big dog fighting and abuse bust can be a big drain on a local shelter, with compensation from the defendant doing little to meet the actual expenses.
The dogs are the evidence, along with other things as well, but you can't put a dog in a box and put it on a shelf and, go on until the case is heard. If you can imagine boarding 20 dogs for months, how much that might cost. It's a big burden on the budget for the county shelter. It's a burden for taxpayers. And a lot of times these cases can take years to go to trial.
Bonner-Farnham says tougher penalties for these crimes would likely prevent abusers from striking again and offer financial outlets for local animal agencies to recoup the money spent on seized animals.
The guidelines should be enforced, and they should be much firmer than they are. And the restitution, the financial penalties to these people should be a lot. This is not going to keep this gentleman from continuing to participate in dogfighting rings. The only thing that would do that would be to jail him.
Now, we should mention Hamilton has made headlines for animal abuse in other parts of North Carolina. NBC affiliate WRAL filed a report back in 2014 detailing animal cruelty charges against him. And the report also said before those charges, Hamilton had actually pleaded guilty to misdemeanor animal cruelty back in 2010. Bonner-Farnham says if you have concerns over how government policy has shaped the outcome of this case and others, you need to reach out to your local and state representatives to tell them something needs to change. And by the way, WCNC Charlotte does strive to hold government agencies accountable for how they use taxpayer money. If you have something you think we should investigate, you can always email us the details at money@wcnc.com.